From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN Noon News.
Good afternoon and welcome to your MTN Noon News for this Tuesday. I'm Hailey, Monaco. We begin in Gallatin County and an ongoing investigation. A Bozeman doctor has died by suicide while being held in custody at a detention center involving disturbing allegations. MTN's Megan Elaine looked into what led up to his arrest and what we're learning about his work in local medical facilities.
A man charged with felony sexual assault of children died by suicide while in custody at the Gallatin County Detention Center. The Gallatin County Sheriff's Office confirms Jeffrey Shine, a Bozeman anesthesiologist, was pronounced dead by the coroner on Thursday, November 27th. Under Sheriff Nate Kammerman tells MTN the suicide has been turned over to the Montana Department of Criminal Investigations.
So an outside agency comes, in this case an outside coroner also investigates as to the cause of death and whatnot. That matter has been turned over to them.
According to charging documents, the investigation into Shine began October 17th of this year, after an email linked to him was used to create multiple accounts on the messaging app Kik, containing apparent child pornography.
There's some terrible stuff out there, but fortunately we have a lot of really good people fighting to try to keep kids safe too.
Working with cyber tips and the Internet Crimes Against Children, task force deputies arrested Shine November 25th.
We have a dedicated ICAC detective here in Gallatin County Sheriff's Office and have that program up and running here so that we can address threats that come into our direct community here.
Charging documents allege Shine engaged in explicit conversations with multiple users about sexually molesting male children, and claimed he once had, quote, hundreds of images of minors before losing them in a storage crash. Shine was a local anesthesiologist with the Gallatin Valley Anesthesia Associates and had privileges at the hospital since 2019. Shine also worked at other local medical facilities.
Regarding workplace or anything like that, that is all part of the greater investigation going on. As I said a moment ago, we're taking steps from our investigations division to make sure any victims or potential victims within our community are noted and actions taken to make sure that there's nothing further there.
According to hospital policy, they conduct background checks every 2 years. Anesthesiologists have limited contact with patients and are never alone with them, making it unlikely he was ever alone with a minor. In this statement from Bozeman Health, they say, quote, "We had no prior knowledge of the investigation and were not contacted by law enforcement during their investigation. We have no information suggesting any concerns related to the individual's work within our facilities." As the investigation moves forward, the Sheriff's Office shares its condolences.
As far as the family of the offender too, that's a difficult thing, and our hearts go out to the greater community surrounding him too, as that has impact.
Kammerman also urges patients to monitor their children's online activity.
Just be aware, especially of your kids, what's going on the internet. Be always aware of what they're looking at, what they're getting into, who they're communicating with.
In Bozeman, Megan Elaine, MTN News.
And here's your leading look at some of the other top stories from across the state. Montana health officials are reporting the state's first flu death of the season, that death being reported in Missoula County. It comes at a time when state health officials are warning of a rise in respiratory illnesses across Montana. So far for the season, Montana has seen 234 cases of influenza, 6 hospitalizations, and now this one death. Meanwhile, the Gallatin County Health Department is advising the public of several potential exposure sites to measles in the Gallatin Valley. In a press release, the health department confirmed 2 new cases of measles in Gallatin County. As of Monday, there are 21 cases and 2 hospitalizations. The health department lists 4 different potential sites for exposure around Bozeman, including Costco, Target, and Winco. And in the capital, the Montana Heritage Center is now the Montana History Museum and ready to open as soon as tomorrow. The $107 million project came to life over the span of 5 years with the help of more than $60 million in private donations. Visitors will step into expanded galleries, a research library, classrooms, and a public events center. All of it designed to celebrate Montana's landscapes, cultures, and stories. And in a developing story we first told you about last week, the new state mental health hospital is on its way to Laurel. The state unveiled the plan on Friday, but it's a decision still getting a lot of questions. MTN's Hannah Pettiferi explains.
Some hoped a new mental health hospital would bring an economic boom to rural counties in eastern Montana.
That's where our economic base philosophy comes from, is having those individuals in your community, those circulate dollars within your economy.
But in Miles City and Hardin, those hopes slipped away after Laurel was picked by the state as the future site of the 32-bed facility.
Custer County, as well as Bighorn County, Miles City and Hardin, were the two entities that felt we had the resources that would meet the state's needs.
Hardin and Miles City submitted official proposals to the state, but Laurel didn't, and that's why some were frustrated. Instead, Laurel sent this letter from Chief Administrator Kirk Marketgard. It says there was no suitable location within city limits to build the hospital, but Marketgard did identify a yet-to-be-identified site in the county that could potentially be annexed.
To have a decision made that a site was selected that was not one of the two proposals submitted seems a little disingenuous in regards to the process that the state chose to put forward.
That frustration also shared by leaders in Bighorn County.
I think the state overlooked us and saw what it could have did for us generationally. The impact would have been great.
MTN has reached out to the state seeking more information about why Laurel was ultimately chosen. We also reached out to Marketgard to learn exactly where the hospital will be built. So far, those specifics haven't been announced.
I've heard various things. I don't know if I should comment because I haven't heard for sure.
Yellowstone County Commissioner Mike Waters was caught off guard by the announcement.
I was surprised, and I think my colleagues were surprised.
He too has questions about the path forward.
Without a real plan and resources committed to it, what does it look like in the future?
Regardless, the hospital is coming to Laurel. Exactly when and where, still questions without answers.
We all understand that we need more capacity for, forensic facilities in Montana.
At the end of the day, it benefits us all if the state is successful in getting this project completed.
In Yellowstone County, Hannah Pettiferry, MTN News.
So we are tracking a split trough making its way through. It's a fast-moving system, but what it is doing is delivering some snow across the region. Great shot there, our state capital there, Helena, Lewistown, a good bit of snow there. Also seeing some snow in Billings, only a light accumulation there. But this fast-moving trough not only giving us a chance of snow, we can see more of it as we go through this evening through tomorrow morning, also going to be cooling those temperatures down. As you take a look at the Doppler, you can see we do have some snow around Great Falls, down in southern parts of Montana, northern parts of Wyoming as well. Winter weather advisories in effect. They'll break that down for you as well. Temperatures right now in the 30s, colder tomorrow. Details coming up.
After a longtime coordinator stepped down, Toys for Tots will not take place in Missoula this year. However, families in need can still get support through local programs, and there are places taking gift donations. MTN's Emily Brown tells us about a Bitterroot organization spreading holiday cheer.
While a bike like this might not fit under a Christmas tree, one Ravalli County nonprofit is working to make sure that no kid goes without presents this year. Without Toys for Tots in the Bitterroot this season, Riding for Ravalli Kids has seen an increase in those needing help and support for their organization.
We've been reached out to a lot more by, like just businesses, local businesses. How can we help? Can we have toy boxes? Can we do fundraisers for you or toy donations?
Parents can sign their children up for gifts on the nonprofit's Toy Drive website.
We both used to adopt families ourselves, and so we wanted to figure out a way to facilitate getting, families adopted.
Names are kept confidential.
Everybody needs a helping hand. We're just here to help provide that.
People looking to sponsor kids can do so with ease.
Go onto our website and it'll tell you how many children there are, what their ages are, and then they just click the application for it, and we send them the information of what they want to have for Christmas.
The program has been spreading joy to families in the Bitterroot for 4 years.
Every year we've increased more and more.
I think last year we had 160 families.
Something that's equally rewarding for the organizers.
You know, as a child, I was receiving assistance from programs too. So it's great to be in a position where we can facilitate the community helping take care of our own community and do this for other kids.
The first couple years as a single mom, I also had assistance, and so to be able to give back just feels amazing.
For more on Riding for Ravalli Kids, visit our website. In Hamilton, Emily Brown, MTN News.